Think of it like this. This person, are you going to, is it the kind of person that you want to protect? Is it the kind of person that you want to provide for? And is it the kind of person that you want to pray with? Because if you don't think that you are going to 100% protect this person, or provide for this person, or this person is precious in your eyes, then what's the point?
Okay, so Dimeji and Wura, how long have you been married for?
About 4 months.
4 months.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. When did you get married then? 4 months ago was
November.
Also in the winter.
Yeah.
November 10.
November 10. How long were you guys dating before that?
11 months.
11 months. Oh, so it was, when did you first meet?
Well, we actually met like November, December. Is it December? November last year. Yeah, like a year before the wedding.
So the first time you met was a year before your wedding? Oh, okay. What was your first impression? Yeah, how did you? I know, I was like, it's kind of quick, but now I'm more curious about how you met.
We met in church first. Then we also met online, like on a dating app.
Oh, wait.
Yeah.
So you met in church as like, you just saw each other, or like, did you introduce
So
yourselves?
I think one of my friends knows her, and then she works in one.
We volunteer.
We are
I volunteer with his friend,
Okay.
so it was always coming around like our team in church. So
So-
we kind of saw each other like, hi. Did you even talk?
I said I
Probably
multiple
we said
times.
hi, yeah,
but
yeah.
You don't reply me, so don't tell me.
That's why she doesn't remember.
Obviously. I said that multiple times.
Okay.
She replies sometimes, but it's grudgingly like, hi, I'm walking. Quickly.
But she just didn't notice you, or
I guess I
you
don't
don't know. Okay, so then from there you saw each other on the dating app, and then were you like, oh, I recognize this person from church, or who?
So I when I got his request online, I knew that I know this guy from church. So that was actually why I accepted the invite. So that it's not weird.
Like, may I
Because
ask what dating app?
Hinge.
Okay, so you saw his like, and then you're like, oh, if I don't respond,
It's going to be weird
Yeah.
if I see him on Sunday.
So is that the only reason you
That was the
accepted?
only reason.
Really?
That's fine. It's okay that the only reason. He's married me.
I mean, you still got here anyway.
so-
right?
That was the only reason.
There's a
It's
reason.
going to be weird. I even X'd it by mistake. I was so scared. Oh my god, do I reverse? It's going to be so weird if I don't. Yeah.
Can you undo?
Yes. For some reason, my undo worked that day.
I mean, it's not just your story because me, when I saw her dating app, I was like, So I saw her on I think Saturday night. I did not touch it. I went
Like you didn't touch the app.
I didn't touch the app again. I didn't even close it. I went to church on Sunday, spoke to our friends like, okay, I saw this person on this dating app.
Oh.
What do you think? And my friend was like, she's right there, go and talk to her. I'm not doing that one. I'm going back to my dating app. So I now went back home. And usually when you open Hinge and you close it, it refreshes, yeah. So I thought I would not see and the next thing it opens again and she was right there. I was like,
It's inside.
And I liked her. And then she had to go through her own thing that her phone exits and I'm like, see, God wants us to meet.
That's what I was going to say. I think God was like, whether you like this or not, you should be here. When you saw her in person, like, why didn't you want to talk to her in person?
Oh, I don't know. I tried to. I said I tried to, but also one of my friends, one of my other friends, was also friend with her. So I was talking to her if I spoke to her if I was single or not. And there was no, I don't think she knows. So I don't know what to do at that point. So I just tried to say I even followed her on Instagram, tried to like send her messages that she posted something about playlists, add your songs, let's create a playlist. She created the playlist. I even messaged her, can you share the playlist? She shared the playlist with me, but after that session I had not so at some point I was just like, you know what?
I'll say you were trying to find your way in, and then the dating app seemed like, okay, this one is very clear, that what you like,
she's single,
and answers all the questions, and if she matches, then there's some level of, it's a different if she exits, you know that, there's no going from there. So what was it that made you interested in Wura?
I don't know. The first thing that I just noticed that she every time goes to church, she's always like busy. She has like a radiant smile, and anytime I try to talk to her, she walks away very fast. So, I mean, simple things like that, and then our Instagram post also is very.
Oh, okay. So don't put your profile on private.
That's the message to the single people.
Instagram post also is very interesting.
What interesting about it?
I mean, it's fun. It's fun. She seems approachable, but it's surprising considering she seems approachable on Instagram, and then in real life when I try to talk to her, so it's I don't know, but also she's you could sense that she's a Christian, she's godly, because some things that she posts on Instagram you see that it's in line with the gospel and what you want in a partner. I guess that was the first part. As all the time that I was trying to talk to her, I didn't know I was going to marry her. I just knew that okay, I should talk to her. But then, and then I got to know her and then I realized that okay, that was it.
Okay. You started to segue to my next question. How did you know that you wanted to marry each other?
How did I know that I wanted to marry her? I guess it was just the little things, right? One thing about me is I'm always evolving. I always try to grow. And then one thing that I need, that I always wanted, is someone that will be with me, someone that gives you room to grow. Because if the person does not give you the opportunity to grow, then you'll be stuck in whatever level in which you are. And that is not something that I want to be. That's not something I want in my life. So when I met her and we started talking, I noticed that she's someone that is free. She's someone that gives you opportunity to be yourself. You don't have to. You've gone on dates with people, and then you have to try and be someone else to try and woo them. But you don't have to. I didn't have to do that with her. I have to just be myself. Even though there are still some things that personally I still need to work on, and she'll tell me that you need to work on this, you need to work on this. Even there are those things, I still don't feel bad about myself at that point, because I know that she's giving me room to grow.
That's really sweet.
So that's part of the thing that I also want. And I also want someone that is tough but fair.
Tough but fair.
Yes. It means that someone that can give you what you need to get, and everybody. You don't have to be, everything is nice. Sometimes they'll be like, there's something wrong with you.
Wow.
Someone that will tell you to your face that, you know what, that thing that you're doing, you should not do it. And some people will just gloss over it, right? They will not, and that's the thing. If you want to build a solid relationship, you need someone that will be able to tell you the truth, not hide the truth from you in case that you know. And when I noticed those things about her, I was just like, okay, this is somebody that I would like to build my life with. And she's also approachable, she's nice, she's friendly sometimes.
Because you mentioned dating app, I didn't think I'd ask, like, how did you discover all of these qualities about her?
I guess through talking.
Yeah,
we talked a lot.
Yeah. When we met, all matched on dating, even for our first date, we were on the phone a lot. I mean, always on the phone, always talking. We just got to know each other, right? And I think the first thing she noticed about me is the fact that I eat too much. But she complained, she's like, why are you always eating? When we're on the phone, like FaceTime, you're always eating. I love food. But, everybody will notice things about each other, and then that's it. And then you get to know the person better. That's the way it works.
Okay. I'm curious, because you're not saying hi. You saw it when they say, I was like, I you're like, oh, I'm eyeing this man. So, what took you from like, oh yeah, I'll just match with him to like
save face?
Yeah, exactly. To save face to marry him.
I think it's because of how much we talked. Like you said, we talked a lot. We're always on the phone, and so the more we talked, the more I saw that this person has qualities of someone I want to be a partner. And I've always had an idea of what I wanted. Like I had like a list. People talk about it. So I had a list of the things that are like non-negotiables or the things that are like nice to have or must have. And with time, those things started coming up. It wasn't like 100% match. Yeah, it wasn't like 100% match. But the things that are very crucial, that you know that this has to be there, was there, and the things that were not there are not things that it's not like a deal breaker or something that it has to be there. So at some point, I think after a while, after a couple of months, I was just like, yeah, I'm gonna do this.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it's also funny when you're talking about your list. Like 2 weeks or 3 weeks before I met her, I was with my friends and we were just talking about this. And someone just asked, okay, what is your ideal woman? I was like, I don't know. The person now said, if you don't know what your ideal woman is, how would God know who to bring to you? And then I just went on, sat down, thought about who my ideal woman was. And then everything that I listed out, I just found it in Wura. I think that just, when we started talking, everything that I listed out for my ideal woman, everything was in her. And I think that was the moment I knew that, okay, this was the person that God was sending to me. So it's like, if I'm going to give anybody any advice, I would say, ask yourself, what do you want in a woman? Forget the physicality, the physical part of it. The physical part is there, it's part of it. But what do you want, character-wise, financially-wise, and spiritually? Different aspect of it. Do you want someone that is very soft-spoken? Do you want someone that, all those things that might not seem significant, but would be significant for you? Because this is the person you're going to spend the rest of your life with. So that is the list that you need to create. Now, there are pros and cons that you make. But before you can start making pros and cons about somebody else, you have to know what you want.
What you're looking for. So almost like have a list that when you see someone, you can know that like this person, it's not like, oh, I've met this person, what's the pros of this person or the cons?
Before you do that, you need to know.
Know for yourself what you need.
need.
May I ask, what was your list? What was your non-negotiable?
Non-negotiable. Number one, they must be a Christian. That's like, I'm not just a churchgoer. I wanted someone that was a Christian. I wanted someone that was kind. Because having met a lot of people in the past, I just found that even beyond being a Christian, some people are just not kind people. So I wanted someone that was very kind. Then I wanted someone that was teachable. Because as a man, there's like what we call toxic masculinity. Like you don't want to, you're not submitted to anybody. Nobody is your voice of reasoning. So I wanted someone that could have someone talk to them and they listen, because someone that is not teachable is like a disaster going somewhere to happen. One day it's just gonna explode and there's nothing you can do about it. So those were the things. And I have like some personal character things. Like I have a need for someone that is not into like partying or drinking. Not because, I mean, people have different opinions about that, but for me, I was just like, I'm not going to be with someone that is like given to alcohol, that when they had a problem, they run to a bottle. Some people do that, but I was like, because I've seen how that has played out in other relationships in different marriages in the past, and I just knew that, yes, I'm not going to do that. And just some other things about being giving, because I live a life of giving. So I don't want that to dwindle because I'm with someone. So it's so nice, like sometimes we're just living our lives and I was like, oh, I think we should give this person something, and you're like, oh yeah. So there's no, oh my God, really want to give that again? Yeah. So those are the things that were very important. Someone that loves family, someone that will respect their parents and probably respect my own parents as well. Someone that, our lives can merge. So when we met, our friends, there's like no line anymore. My friends were his friends were my friends. So there was that synergy that was happening. It wasn't like it wasn't separate. Someone that you can have fun and be silly together. We always joke around all the time. We're like very unserious people. So those are the things, and they were like nice to have and all. Then just lifestyle, career, how you see finances, how you see kids, but those were like my top things.
Okay. And I think because I think for you, Dimeji, you mentioned like you prayed about it and then you like give God your list and then God was like, here's your list. Did you have something to like when he asked you to marry him or before when you guys were dating? Was it like a conversation you had with God? Like how did God sort of play a part in that like decision for you?
In the decision. So I'm always of the opinion that God is not an author of confusion. And I've learned over the years, I used to be so stressed about the whole concept of God's will. And I've learned over the years that God's will is still His word. That when all else fails, when you cannot hear, because in Christianity, the whole concept of I heard God, people have made it so difficult because of the way some other people have presented it. Like, I heard God, and you are wondering, okay, I have not heard Him. Like, He hasn't said anything. But most people that when they say I've heard God, they really did not hear a voice. It's just the way they've presented it to us, like, oh, I heard God tell me. They still just they got a notion, they had a feeling, they had I believe so. I'm sure people have heard audibly, but most people haven't. So I've learned that I just need to align with God's word. For example, people say, oh, I'm not sure if it's God's will. If a man is pulling you into lying, or if a man is pulling you into not having integrity, or if a man is pulling you into impurity or pulling you away from God, then it is not God's will. I've also heard people say that, they've met this guy who is perfect, but they just had a nurturing in them to say it is not God's will. That happens as well. But I feel like most times when you meet somebody and they just pull you close to God, then that's God's will. I just like to simplify it that way. And when I made the decision I just knew that he was a great person. We're dating for a couple of months and we went to a conference together, VuCon in Miami, and we were in that conference for like 3 days, and I think it was the second to the last, like the second day or the third day, we had a break and I went to the washroom and something just told me, like, because we've spent like 2-3 days listening to God's word, worshiping, and that's plus all the times we spent together, and I'm like, this is the kind of guy to marry. Someone that would, take you to somewhere to hear God's word, someone that would worship God with you, praise God with you. And that thing just told me, yeah, this is the guy. Like, that was my own defining moment. I was like, yes, that's the guy to marry. And I just felt like God was actually telling me that, okay, it's time to go ahead. And I remember coming out telling that, because we had that conversation, I was like, oh, I wasn't ready. And I just told him, like, yeah, I'm ready.
When you queue to enter the next session. And then she was just like, I'm ready.
Yeah.
You're like, for what?
For what? I'm ready to marry. Like,
and we met a friend in that conference, and she was like, guess what she told him? Like,
the moment we go back to town like this,
let's not waste time. Let's not give us time.
It's so funny. It's so funny because I already planned the proposal for. See, this things, when things happen sometimes, you just say it's God's will. Because I've already planned the proposal for, I think 10th of June. I already planned the proposal for that. I bought everything.
This was before the conference?
Before the conference, yeah. I bought everything. So the 10th of June was the Saturday. The Monday of the Saturday, randomly she just said, oh, by the way.
Yeah, the Monday before.
Monday before the Saturday, she was just like, we were just talking, like, oh, by the way, I'm not ready to get married. By that time, I paid photographer. I paid videographer. I paid the decorator. I paid everything. She now told me that Monday. I was like, okay. So she's like, no, I'm not just ready to marry. I was like, okay, that's fine. So I now had to call on them and say, oh, she's not ready to marry. She's not ready to marry.
I was just like, I wasn't, because we had a lot of things going on. I was just like, I don't want to think about engagement, marriage. I just want to enjoy being a girlfriend right now.
Yeah. Saturday, June 10th. It was one of the toughest things. Because I think the plan was, one of our friends was doing a photo shoot, so she was going to dress up for the photo shoot. So from there, they're going to trick her to come to my house. You understand? So as our friend was just calling me. So throughout the day, all of them were just texting me, oh, what are you doing? Oh, she looks so pretty. She will not send me pictures, she looks so pretty. She could have proposed to her in this dress. I'm like, oh my God. At this point, I was just, but at the end of the day, the proposal that we actually finally had was perfect.
When did you end up having the proposal?
July 8th.
July, yeah.
Because it was June 20 something that she told me she was ready. I was just like, when is the next Saturday that I was
let's not waste time. Let's just book everybody that are very amazed. When did you start planning the proposal? Like, was there a moment, a defining moment too, where you're like, oh, I'm definitely going to marry this person?
Oh, me, I knew I was going to marry her. The moment I asked her out and she said yes. Me, and it was just like, she was just the perfect person for me. So at that point, I knew I was going to marry her, but I also knew that it would take time for her to get to where I am. So I already knew, and I think I already told you. I told you because we started dating sometime December 26th or 20. Wait, is it 26?
Something.
Yeah.
18.
Yeah, December 18th. Sorry. We started dating December 18th. Because I remember the day we started dating. December 18th. And then I told her when we finally started, I was like, by June, I'll propose to you. By November, I will marry you. And then she didn't. She was like, no, it's too early. You know, there's still a lot of things that needs to happen. And it happened exactly the way I said. I said, I'm going to marry you on your birthday.
Yeah, he sent it.
When's your birthday?
November
10th.
Oh.
I told her I was going to marry her on her birthday. When we started dating, and then exactly, even though there were some obstacles on the way, we still married.
And that was funny because I remember the birthday before. We started talking November 8th.
Just before your birthday?
2 days before November, like the first week of November.
November.
And he was on the phone with me on my bed, like, you know, the midnight call. And my friends came to my room with a cake, like a cupcake, and I was like, oh, make a wish. And that I remember just joking, like, I wish that this time next year I'll be married.
And
so it's so funny, yeah.
Wow.
So and I was always like I always had a vision board, and on my vision board I had like a bouquet on my vision board. I had like, so it's so funny how everything works out. Yeah. Yeah.
And then from the proposal of July 8th, I mean July 8th, we planned the wedding.
Wow. By November, that's true. That's not that long.
And then we didn't get the wedding planner. We did everything ourselves. Yeah,
that's very impressive. Yeah. You mentioned there were some obstacles. Was there ever any time where you guys were like, maybe this is not the relationship for me, or like any time you guys considered ending up?
Well, yes. That was like 3 months,
February.
like 3 months into it, and it wasn't because of us. It was just like family. We had like different family like there were opinions that they were not in support of. So that was like a very challenging time, and that was also when I worked by faith, because I remember we had like a fake, we call it a fake breakup because we're still talking. We had like a 2 days breakup.
She broke up with me. And then she'd be like, oh, how are you doing? What's
like,
leave me. Oh, she sent me food. I can't remember. We went for one concert in church. And then
I bought him a t-shirt.
She bought me a hoodie. Hello.
What's going on here? So was your reason because of the family?
Yeah, it was because of the family.
So it wasn't like personal.
Yeah, it wasn't personal. It was because of the family. And I also remember, I never believed in signs, but honestly at that point I was like, God, I need a sign. And I feel like God gave me a sign, like things were just popping up, just confirming to me that it's going to be fine. Like I'm going to have rest in this relationship. And I remember we had a long conversation one day and I just said, okay, I'm going to do this. I'm going to walk by faith. It was like I decided to put my faith into, I'm like, things are kind of bleak. We don't know what's going to happen. We don't know what the parents are going to say. We're just going to walk by faith and focus on us right now and just leave the parents and everything. Now we're all like one happy, loving family.
My parents sort of loves our mother. It makes me jealous.
This is a love her more than you. That's so funny. Yeah. So that's how you like walked through that time. How was that for you? Like when she was like, oh maybe we should break up. How did you do it?
Took it bad.
I took it bad. I was like, in my future wife that God finally gave me. I know. I was unhappy. I know. I spoke to my parents. I called people at home that talk to these people. You told me to marry, and now you're not telling me. Well, yeah. But eventually, for some reason, it was just somehow clear that this was the person for you. You know,
so
sometimes
even in that time,
he did not waver. He was so sure that yes. He was even ready to like, I'm going to get married. I don't even care about.
At some point, I was like, forget them. Let them not support us. Let's go to Las Vegas and get married.
Nope.
Let's just go to.
And I was of the I'm more trying. I was like, nope.
Nope.
Yeah.
My parents must be there.
All the parents, they must be there. So, yeah.
So you were very like sure of the route and it did. So then when she came back, I was like, okay, let's continue. You were like, let's go.
Oh yeah.
And I'm curious because you said you were like calling other people. Like, were you getting advice? Did you get counseling or anything like during your dating before deciding to get married?
Oh yeah. We spoke to people. See, one philosophy that I always had is learn from other people's experiences, don't learn from your own. Because the thing is, by the time you are learning from your experiences, you are experiencing it. And that means whatever pain that other people...
By the time you experience it or be experiencing what you think. By the time you're learning from the experience, you're already experiencing it.
Yes,
it's too late to prevent it.
Yes.
Already inside. Yeah.
So I like to learn, and that has always been my philosophy. I like to learn from other people's experiences. So because of that, that was part of the reason why when I was listing out the things that I wanted, I had one of my friends that was in a particular relationship that there are some experiences that I saw, and I was like, okay, this is not what me I want. You understand? So I learned from that, and part of the thing when I was making my list, there are some things that I said, okay, God, I don't want this person to have this kind of character, or this kind of, I don't want to be in this kind of situation. And that was it for me. So because of that, you talk to people that are married, people that are married, talk to leaders in the church, you talk to people that have been married for years, and you ask them advice, how do you do it? Your wife is happy, what is the secret? And then people will happily give you advice, like, oh, this is it, this is what you should do, this is not what you should do, be patient, At the end of the day, you hear the same thing from so many people that have been happily married for so long. When you hear, you know that, okay, that means this is key. It's key that you have this. And when you have that kind of advice, you know that no matter the obstacle that you face, as long as you are together and then you decide to face it together, then you'll be fine. So we had, and then we also did this counseling from church.
Counseling was like, I advised it. It's not, the counseling we did was really good. We went to a program called Simbies. I'm not sure if you heard about it. And it's such a good tool. It's like an assessment. It's Christian. It's a very good tool that I would advise anybody.
Yeah.
What's it called?
Simbies. I think it's a synonym for saving your marriage before it starts.
SYMBS.
Yes. So it's a very good tool, and our mentors, and I think it's important, like you said, to look for people that have, which was what I've always done, someone that has succeeded in marriage. Because of course people talk about marriages are crashing, things are not working, but there are still marriages that are doing great. So just walk up to those people in your church or in your community and talk to them.
But Symbis is actually very good because you have to do the questionnaire personally, and then it takes your character and then takes the other person's character and creates a report of both of you. And then based on the report, it tells you, okay, this person might not be patient enough. You that you're patient, you need to try and understand. So it lets me understand that better and lets her understand me better. So that is something, you don't even have to be married. When you are dating and you're talking about marriage, you should actually take the report. Do it for yourself, do it for you and your spouse, do it. Know where you need to work on, because at the end of the day, it's your marriage. No matter what people tell you, you're the one that will live in it.
And you mentioned when you were talking to the couples that there was a recurring theme that you were hearing from them that seemed like the key thing. May I ask what that was?
No, I think it's just in general, based on when you go approach people, they will tell you different. There's not one thing.
Okay.
But for me, I think just doing things together, it's something that a lot of successful couples that I've spoken to. They do things together, they serve God together, they go to church together, they pray together, they eat, they go out. So I think doing things together as one unit is, but I don't think there's one advice that.
But for me, as a guy, part of the advice that I got is patience. And to be honest with you, women sometimes can be very, very tough to handle. Because I'm not saying you, I'm saying women in general. So don't bite my head off. Women generally can be tough to handle because they go through a lot of things. Things that we guys we don't go through. because of that, they sometimes might be in different modes. Sometimes they might be happy. Sometimes they might be sad. The point is, you have to find a way to navigate those kind of emotions with patience. Because if you tell somebody that, do you want to eat? I'm not saying she did that. It's like someone that is modern and saying, do you want dinner? And the person says no, but you're not eating now. What do you want to eat? And the person, I said I don't want dinner. Now you can't now say, why are you shouting at me now? It becomes a thing. You now say, auntie. You know, you
drink down.
Exactly, you be patient. Yeah. It's just dinner now. You understand?
Like change the vibe.
Change the vibe, exactly. But then if the person is coming out and you're coming out, then you explode. So that's the thing. So patience is very important for guys. Another thing that someone advised me is you have to be the protector. So whether you like it or not, you have to protect the person you are married to. It doesn't have to be like, oh, you're Superman. You know, it can be simple things like, for example, the person's tired and then there's no dinner and you are not like, oh, go to the kitchen and cook. And you'd not even protect her to know that, oh, she's tired. You have to protect her. And then the final thing is you have to provide. So I think those are the 3 P's that they gave me. You have to provide. That means you don't have to be like, oh, I'm giving you little things. You have to provide, and you have to make them feel precious, you know, protected, precious. That means sometimes you bring in flowers, sometimes you take them out to dinner, and those are some things that you do, and you just make them feel valuable. And when you do that, when you make your spouse feel valuable, to be honest, when you feel valuable, then they will treat you like a king. And then that way, not that you treat me. that way.
Does she not treat you like a king?
Sometimes. And that way, you guys will build a solid foundation. Because that's the thing. When you have a solid foundation, no matter what anything throws at you, you are fair.
So it sounds like you had those like 3 things as like kind of your role as a husband or as the man in this relationship that would require you to build something that's long lasting. And it's not like, I think what I find interesting from what you said is that like, I think sometimes when people say protect and provide, they're like, you know, really big things. Honestly. Like there's a small things to show up.
But also, another thing you need to also understand is this. It depends on the person that you're with though. Like someone like Wura now, she doesn't want, it's not as if she doesn't want big things. It's not that she wants to say, oh, my baby take Tesla. She understands that, oh, she wants Tesla.
I'll take it.
Oh, I'm not actually buying Tesla.
I bet this you know, there's a couple of
no. I'll buy another car. She will not charge her Tesla. That's part of the protection. You need to charge her phone for them. But what I'm saying is, it's not, depends on the person that you're with. Some people that you're with, they want something glam. And even if you don't have the money, you don't have to go out of your way to like borrow money to do it, but you can still show them something glam with whatever. Okay, the proposal that I said I did, it was like a very, very classy, brilliant, beautiful proposal. I mean, you think so, right? Yes. So it was a classy, beautiful, everything was perfect. But everything that I spent on the proposal, apart from the camera, maybe it's like $1,000 because I paid the camera. I think the camera man and the videographer, that cost more. The decoration, everything, we bought decoration from Amazon. Bought this thing. We decorated the house ourselves. Me and my friend decorated the house, did everything. And when she came, it was so beautiful. It was still glam, but it was still cheap. Now there's some other people that want proposal that they want to be on a helicopter lift, and you can still do that if they have the money. But you have to know
the person that you're doing it for.
You are doing it for. She doesn't want a lot of people there. She just wants only me and her, and then maybe the photographer. And that is what I did. Only 3 of us. Then after the proposal, the next day we now all went out. Like, you understand that kind of thing. When you understand the person you are, you can then provide the way they want, and then protect them the way they want. So understanding your partner also really, really helps. Understand their love language also. You don't want to be giving someone that likes words of affirmation, physical touch, because at that point now, you are just doing it to please yourself. You are not doing it for them. So
kind of this like servitude kind of mindset.
Exactly.
did you also feel like you had those like specific things that you like, as a woman in a relationship, as a wife, like these are the things that I need to do?
That I need to do. I'm not sure. I feel being a good person, basically, to someone, being respectful. We always joke around about, honoring your husband and all that. And sometimes like, oh no, you don't honor me.
Sometimes I say that you've not honored me.
But to be sincere, like we've all heard it that men love them to be honored and respected, and so yeah, like also speaking good. I also learned from experience that speaking good of your partner in front of your friends, the way you speak about them would honestly influence how they are treated. So I've seen that happen. Like if I don't speak nicely of him, then your friends or family or people around you would treat him exactly that way. So I'm also learning to watch the way I speak of him around people, and yeah.
One thing you said before we went into this like chain of thought was like doing stuff together, and I was wondering if you guys have like similar hobbies or like would you say your interests are similar with these? Actually, personalities, how similar or different with these?
We're actually different, but we kind of like sync. So we don't really like the same thing, but we do things together. For example, I'm not I don't like watching movies. He loves watching movies, so we tend to watch shows almost every night. Even though I'll probably do something like 30 minutes. Then maybe there was a time I run a lot, so sometimes he has come to run with me and done a race with me before. Not because he loves to run, but just something that I did. It's just something that I did that he decided to do. Even working out, he likes to go to the gym more than I like to go to the gym, but he still takes me to the gym. So we find a way around. Yeah.
They can be similar to it.
Yeah, and apart from that, when we are saying doing things together, most of the other things is you plan everything that you do. You don't make this unilateral decisions. When I mean, you can't just say, I want to go to Kenya today, and then that's it. You have to talk it through. You have to say, okay, this trip that I want to do now, this trip that I want to go, does it make sense for you to go? Do we all both need to be there? So we make decisions together as a couple. Finances also, financial decisions too. We make it as a couple. Okay, this thing that I want to do. I mean, sometimes, like she said, she loves giving, and me too. I'm now enjoying to give, and with that, what? Stop
you're not enjoying that.
I mean, it's different. It's sweeter now. So with that now, she can say, this person wants win. Let's do this for this person, and I'm like, okay, that's fine. But we will now work on it together. Okay, based on this now, our budget for the month is reduced by this amount of money. We have to find a way to replenish it. So at least that decision is not a unilateral decision. So when you build that kind of foundation, knowing that this is happening, that is happening, you are doing it together, then you will be alright.
So like you're still maintaining like the strengths or like the personality differences you both have, but you're not like insisting on it. Like you're both working through it together in the sense of like, this is now our sort of way of being.
But you still have to, but I think you still have to, there's still like an individual part of things. Like it doesn't come running with me all the time, and I don't watch movies like it does. So at the end of the day, we still do our separate things, but we still try to do every day, like cooking, cleaning, grocery shopping, doing things together. People when people hear that for a couple, they always think, we need to go out, we need to go date nights. Of course, that's also good. We schedule that, but it's not only date night. Date nights are the special times, but everyday things like groceries, cleaning, just living life, honestly.
Yeah. Okay, let's talk about scheduling date night. How often? How often do you have like scheduled date nights?
We try to do twice a month ish. We set a budget, so if that budget takes us 5 times, fine.
But if budget takes us,
but it's usually twice a month, like every other week, usually.
Okay. How did you decide that this was something you wanted to set up?
I saw something one time on Instagram that says that you go to a date every 2 weeks, and you go on a trip every 2 months, and you trip every 2 months for 1 week, and you go on a trip every 2 years for 1 month. So for now, we just go on it. I mean, we travel. Like, how many times have we traveled since we got married? Twice? And and we're traveling again in April. So, I mean, it happens that I'm still going to Miami in June.
But that's
For the
conference, yeah.
So it's like that's the way it works. We make it a thing to like travel, to hang out, to go to dinner, and 2 weeks sometimes is appropriate. And sometimes we don't actually go out. We just say that okay,
We just stay home.
we just stay home and then do day night. You know, I think there was one day that you made steak.
Yeah,
and
Valentine's Day.
Massive steak.
Enjoyment.
Enjoyment.
Okay, so it sounds like you're very intentional about like putting
Yeah.
things in place to like, you know,
Yeah.
like I guess like preserve your relationship. Are there other things other than date nights that you have implemented?
We must go to church on Sunday. Not must, but we must. Yeah,
Mm.
go to church on Sunday. We must work out 4 times a week.
4 times.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like with you too.
Yes.
Wow.
Work out 4 times a week.
Yeah.
What else? Personal development also.
Mm.
We made it a thing to also develop ourselves personally, career-wise. So she's writing exams, I'm writing exams, so just to develop ourselves. We hang out with our friends. I mean, there are some things that we just do. Like we have a budget, we have a scheduled, we have a food plan, food meal that we created for ourselves, of what we're going to eat the week. So we don't have to be worrying about what we're going to eat. So those are things that we put in place to make life easy for us, right? And then we have a strict budget that we don't.
Don't mess with.
don't mess with.
Is one person like the spender versus the saver? I hear there's usually like one.
I mean,
If there will be a spender, it's be you, but he doesn't spend that much as well.
no.
But if there will be a spender, I
I mean,
save more. Than
Yeah. But how will I spend more when she has all the money? So she collects all the money and then allocates, this is your money. When you finish spending it, I'm in trouble.
Wait, so are you the one responsible for finances? Kind of.
So when she's done allocating my money for me, then I'll say, part of my money, let me buy you flowers. Oh my God.
Oh wow, that's interesting. Okay, so it sounds like you guys have figured out like finances. Because I hear there's also one thing that like couples, especially
It's so funny
like,
we didn't really have that. We didn't really have a lot of things that people talk about that is always a problem. So sometimes we just joke like, oh, we are really a strange couple. Yeah, it kind of feels easier than.
Yes, and that is scary.
And
It's
we're
scary.
like, is it normal? Are we normal?
Are we normal?
Yeah, she may be fighting, but she can't be
Yeah, we
divorced.
actually never had a fight.
Big fight. Yeah.
Yeah.
We've had disagreements. Oh no, but we just talk like adults and just move on. So
But the whole big fight thing,
like just yelling at each other or just cussing someone out or saying, you know, go to nah, we
Or-
don't do that.
or things like, oh, you not wash plates.
Yeah, then people also said, oh, when you're married, you're going to, you know, lift in the toilet. So those weird things.
Or squeezing the toothpaste.
Or
from
doing the
window or
dishes
something,
and I'm
yeah.
like,
None of that.
kids.
So like when you guys started living together, like
Yeah, we are adults that used to clean up after ourselves.
Years before.
So I think marrying the right person is actually very important.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The thing that was scary for me was washing plates because I don't like washing plates. But now I kind of enjoy it.
Was it like after you got married and you're like, oh, now I need to wash?
No.
I always like, I don't like washing plate. I don't worry, I wash them.
Wash the plate.
So is that easy? Like even like laundry, I don't do laundry. I don't think I've probably done laundry maybe once or twice since we got married. But it's
just does it.
yeah. So things like, oh, I think someone takes the garbage. People talk about these things online. Someone takes the garbage out. I'm just like.
I mean,
It's just like it sounds like you guys just do what needs to be done. No one's like, oh, but
Yeah,
I did this one, so you do this one. No, I did this one 5 times. You do this one.
So sometimes, like yesterday, I finished cooking and I was tired. I was like, oh, babe, I don't want to wash plates. And then she just went to the kitchen and she washed the plate. And sometimes she finished cooking like, babe, I don't want to. I'm not washing this plate. Or she'll be like, okay, no, don't wash it. You finish cooking, let me wash it. So that's the way it works. And me personally, I always like to I use a lot of plates when I'm cooking.
Yeah, when he cooks, he uses like 47.
Come on.
47 is so specific.
Like 5 times.
I use a lot of plates. I like to
And everywhere is like a bomb went off.
I like to meal prep everything. This
put everything
in different. Yeah, exactly. And she complains, why can't you put
like
it
when
like
I'm
my
done cooking, it's like
My pepper cannot touch my onions. They are separate entities. when we first got married, the plate thing, because me, I really don't enjoy washing plates, but I do it. I wash plates, right? But now I think I want to wash the plate in the kitchen because I know that when she comes into the kitchen, she likes a clean sink. Now that is the thing that motivates me to enjoy washing plates. So that is the sacrifice that I realize that it's a sacrifice. The sacrifice I realize that I have to do to make sure that when she comes to the sitting room and she sees a clean sink, she'll be like, "Oh, babe, you washed the plate?" Yeah. Super husband.
Because I think that, like, that's what I'm hearing from you both, that I think is actually quite unique. Is the sense of like self-sacrificialness.
Yes.
What do you think enables you both to be that way?
We just want to make it work, I guess.
That's it. Just
Like, what's the point
What's the
of
point?
not making your partner happy? I don't know.
It
We just
doesn't-
want to make it work.
yeah.
Yeah, we're in this, we want it to work. I think that's just it.
Yeah. She doesn't like folding laundry too. Sometimes I'll be like, okay, I will handle it. And it's sometimes I also don't want to do it. But because we want to sacrifice for each other, we'll do it. Because we know that at the end of the day, if I don't do it, she'll do it. If she doesn't do it, I'll do it. So
It's that trust too.
exactly.
Yeah.
So just get it done.
So
and get
trust
it
that like you both are watching out for each other.
And makes the other person okay, because when we were single, I can decide not to wash my plates.
Yeah,
Nobody. So they should also have that opportunity to not want to do anything, and it's fine. Not because I have she's gonna kill me if I don't like. It's not worth it.
Yeah, that makes me wonder, because I wonder like how, like, was that something that you could tell about the other person before you got married, that this person seems like someone who would be
I think so.
the
Yeah.
same?
Yeah.
What was it that you would say that?
Based on just how they come, I think you find it. I've
Um,
also learned to always don't try to read meaning. Just read what you're saying.
Okay, what do you mean?
So people over-explain, over-analyze people's characters. Or maybe they make excuses. Or maybe they're like this. Or maybe he's just tired. No, that's who he is, right? So when he displayed his character when we were dating, like he was very intentional. He was very selfless, even to other people, to his friends. So you could tell, and also the conversations that we've had. The conversations are so. I think that's like the beyond date nights. Talking is probably the best thing anybody can do for their relationship because you would ask all the uncomfortable questions. Everything, like the crazy, whatever, even things like dishes. Do you like dishes? How are we going to do the laundry? How are we going to do finances?
But then I wonder, like, because you could have asked that and they'd be like, I don't like doing dishes.
I did. I
I
thought that I don't like doing dishes.
Yeah, but then I'm saying that, like, how would that answer like change anything? Since then you get into the relationship, you're like, okay, I know you don't like mind doing it, so I'll just do it.
Yeah, because that's his sacrifice. Like I already know that he doesn't like doing dishes, and that's fine.
So you
So
really
I'm like,
accepted it about
yeah.
him. It wasn't like a surprise and then now you're like.
Because they always say that one tip to marry someone, which I use that's like my number one tip. Are you okay if you should be able to answer if they never change again for the rest of your life? Can you marry them like that? The answer has to be yes before you marry them. Never marry them based on the fact that
They might change.
they will get better or things will change. No. That's the biggest. Of course, we should evolve. We should get better.
Yeah.
But don't bank on that change because you don't know when it's gonna happen, how it's gonna happen. So it's good that, yeah.
So, like I said, I don't like doing dishes, but I don't mind doing them. So I told her that I don't like doing dishes. I still know she doesn't mind doing dishes. So right from the onset, we knew that. But anytime I come to visit her, and then she finished cooking and then gives me food, and I take plates.
It does dishes.
I do the dishes. All the dishes in the sink. It's not because I'm trying to please her, but I'm like, okay, at that point, I can't just eat and drop my plates. I have to wash the dishes.
So those characteristics will already show.
Yeah. So you could see those things in the other person. Like, what is this person like?
Okay. And like one last question, because I was going to ask you earlier, because you mentioned you were on the dating apps, right? Like, had you been meeting other people? What made this relationship different from the other ones that
Well, have I been meeting
dates or other relationships that you've had before?
That's like a new interview about if I met other people.
There's
I'm
a
just
lot of
joking.
people.
Yeah.
A lot of people that was met.
That's like,
But I won.
I'm not
That's the
joking.
most important thing.
wait, oh, not you were meeting a lot of people.
Oh, that was met.
Okay, I guess like you say we can summarize it.
But yeah, what is different is still it's hard to find a godly person. Honestly, it's so hard. Sorry, it's so hard because I've met so many guys, but a lot of them are not Christians. Even though they will say, "Oh, they are probably they go to church."
They go to church.
Or they just put Christian on their profile. But it's actually very hard, or it's not, don't let me say it's very hard. It's uncommon to find a Christian.
When you say godly man, like how is he different?
Someone that actually honors, not like I'm God fearing. That's like the cliche. Like yeah, I know there's a God there. No, like someone that actually acknowledges God in the things that they do. They understand that there's something called prayer, and you can do it not only at dinner time. You can do it by yourself. They understand like studying the word or listening, or they actually go to church to listen to the word. It's so that's like something that was so different. Someone that would openly. I used to come. It's so funny that it sings loud at church. It sings loud at church, and I remember one time it was like God was chastising me. Like, why would you come? Because it's like you're so loud. Let's be quiet.
Keep it that way.
But on the flip side, I'm like. Someone that is bold enough to just sing out loud to God in worship, it's something
like conscious.
Yeah, it's something because most guys just be like, you know,
trying to be cool.
Trying to be cool. So that was something that was different. Like it was all about God.
Do you guys do devotionals and like stuff together?
Not really. We have our like individual, but we pray together, but not like every day. Maybe we should be praying every day. But not like every day. But we have like we are always connected like spiritually. Like when sometimes we know that we have to pray at that time and we do it. Yeah.
I mean, before we got married, we had this Tuesday evening tradition that after we propose and before marriage, that every Tuesday we meet here and then we'll pray and then we'll learn our wedding dance.
Oh.
Yeah.
So every Tuesday we pray for 30 minutes. We have the list of prayer requests that we have to be tackling 5 every Tuesday, and then we do at the wedding dance, and then we have dinner and go to our separate houses.
Yeah.
But that was fun.
Is there any? I feel like you've kind of been giving advice here. But is there anything you would say to a couple who's deciding whether or not they should get married? Like a Christian couple.
I would say that it's still, when the Bible says the just shall live by faith, it's actually an instruction for every area of our life. So you will still need to take that leap of faith. I was sure to a very large extent, but I wasn't like 100%. There was still a part of, I'm trusting, you know that scripture about the people trying to fish, they haven't caught a fish, and Jesus said, and the guy said, nevertheless, I'll still cast my net. So that mindset of, well, I see this, I'm still worried about this, but at your word, I'm still going to go ahead. So there's still that faith work. And number 2 is, do not read, just take what you see. If he shouts at you, he's going to shout. Like if it's rude, it's rude. Don't say, oh, it was in a bad mood. Or if it's not kind, don't say, oh, it was probably, it was no, it wasn't a bad day. It's just not a kind person. So don't try and make excuses for people. Just take them for who they are. Yeah, don't be deep. It's not deep. People are who they are. Yeah.
Oh, advice from me.
If you have any, no pressure.
Just
Maybe to the men.
I'll just say, just protect. Just think of it like this. This person, are you going to? Is it the kind of person that you want to protect? Is it the kind of person that you want to provide for? And is it the kind of person that you want to pray with? Because if you don't think that you are going to 100% protect this person, or provide for this person, or this person is precious in your eyes, then what's the point? If you know the other person is not someone that you want, you can protect or you can provide for. And when I mean provide for, I see not everybody needs sometimes tiny things. And provision doesn't have to be something as okay, let me give you an example. When I had my finances to myself, I used to buy these flowers, like bouquet of flowers. I can't remember, maybe something dollars. It's nice, beautiful. But then after we got married and then the finances merged and then I have my cut of my finances, right? I cannot be buying bouquet of flowers again for $70-something because at the end of the day, apart from the flowers, there's still other things. Your wife can say, oh, I need this, and then you say, okay, part of my own money, let me do it for you. You understand that kind of thing?
Yeah.
You cannot buy the bouquet of flowers, but that doesn't mean that you stop it completely. Now you can find a good replacement. There's another flower now that might be as beautiful as roses, but cheaper. You can find that replacement. Now, that doesn't mean that you are doing less. You just do tiny little things. Like during Valentine, based on our budget, there is not a lot that you can do, right? I bought some lights from Amazon, decorated the house. Happy Valentine, my baby. That's what I did. I spent the whole day decorating the house. By the time she came back from work, she was shocked. You understand? That is
like thoughtfulness.
Thoughtfulness.
Yeah, not just the generic sort of like,
yes. You can't just you have to be thoughtful to the person that you're with. That's where the fact that they are precious to you. If someone is precious to you, you treat them like a queen. No matter, you don't have to treat them by getting them jewelries. You can treat them by getting them, by treating them like a queen. Or just be thoughtful, take care of, be ready to take care of this person, and be ready to be kind to this person. Another thing is, if you are not close to this person's family or the person's friends, I don't know how it's going to work. Because the thing is this, you cannot, like most of the decisions that I make that concern, see, I've known her for more than a year now. There are people in our life that I've known her for 5 years, 10 years. They know more about her than I do. Now I'm learning about her every day, but I don't know enough. There's sometimes, like there was a time that she misplaced one earring. We went on our trip to Mexico, and then she was like, oh, this earring, I love them, and I wanted to buy that same earring. I don't know where to get it anywhere in this life. If I was not friends with one of my friends, there's no way I can get the earring. So I just met one of my friends, told her that the person went to the store, bought the earring, and brought it to me, and I presented it to her. See that kind of thing. When you have that kind of relationship with your friends and their family, like our mom used to call me and be like, is my daughter taking care of you? And I'm like, she'll be like, she'll call, take care of your husband, and she'll be like, why are you doing this to my mother? But you understand what I'm saying? But that relationship, that closeness, you build an empire like that when everybody is on the same page, building something together. But when there is this brother that doesn't care about this one, and then the mother that doesn't like your wife, then it now becomes complicated, when things are tough, things becomes complicated. So just that's what I would say. Build an empire with people that are solid, having a good community around you.
Okay. Last question. How would you describe your relationship in one word? No explanation, just
Fun.
Yes.
Oh, you have to pick it.
Another
one, you, what would you describe it with your own word?
That's what I would have used also.
We should have done countdown 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, I know. You don't have the chance to do your word.
Let me see. It's still fun.
Okay, we'll take it. The fun couple. What made you guys want to date each other?
Like from all of the things that the thing about the airplane and still being so strong in the communication and the friend relationship even after the long distance. I'm like hard to say no to that, and I just decided I want to be with Brenda, so I asked her out. And I had I think Brenda likes me too.